The world has changed. America's word is no longer law. India, the world's largest democracy, has shown the way. They're not waiting for permission to survive. They're building their own systems, partnerships, and future. Sanctions used to be America's magic bullet. But that system is broken now. Countries like India, China, and Brazil are finding new solutions, new partnerships, and new ways of doing business. Every time America threatens sanctions, they're pushing these countries to innovate. India saw this coming. When Washington told them to stop buying Russian oil, they didn't argue or give speeches. They just said, "No, we're doing what's best for our people." That wasn't rebellion. That was smart leadership. India's rise is not about picking fights or making enemies. It's about dignity, about being treated as an equal, not a junior partner. They're building their own future, their own way, and it's working. India's economy is booming, its influence is growing, and its people are prospering. The old rules don't apply anymore. The world has moved on, but America's playbook hasn't. It's like trying to use a typewriter in the iPhone age. You can't control the narrative, you can't dictate the terms, and you can't sanction your way to loyalty. India's not afraid to say no. They're not afraid to stand up for themselves. And that's what real power looks like. It's not about dominance, it's about resilience. It's not about obedience, it's about self-mastery. India's leaders made it clear, national interest comes first. They decide who to trade with, who to work with, and how to handle world politics without asking anyone's permission. That's not confrontation, that's conviction. The era of control is over. The era of partnership has begun, and India is leading the way. They're not waiting for approval. They're building their own systems, their own partnerships, and their own future. The world is becoming multipolar, and India is one of the architects of that future. They're not tied to anyone's playbook. They're flexible, young, and loud. They're building their own 5G, sending rockets to the moon, and sitting at tables with both Washington and Moscow. The West can get angry, issue warnings, and throw around sanctions. But India's not reacting emotionally. They're calculating, building, and thinking generationally. That's what real power looks like now. India is not trying to rule the world. They just want to be left alone to run themselves, to build, to grow, and to innovate on their own terms. And that's a revolutionary idea in a system built on influence, interference, and control. The proof of power isn't how loud you are. It's how much weight your silence carries. And India's silence lately has been deafening. They're not responding to every criticism. They're just acting and letting the results speak. India's landing spacecraft on the moon, building the world's biggest digital system, and sending out vaccines, software, satellites, and solar panels. They're feeding 1 billion people and educating hundreds of millions. This isn't potential anymore. It's performance. The world ran on one big lie. That one country, one money system, and one way of thinking could control the entire planet. That lie is dead. We're not moving toward a world with multiple power centers. We're already there. America's monopoly on world influence is gone forever. And the sooner world leaders accept this reality, the better prepared they'll be for what's coming next. India is leading the shift, and the West needs to adapt. The era of control is over. You can't sanction your way to loyalty anymore. You can't shame nations into obedience. And you definitely can't lecture rising powers while ignoring your own problems. India is playing the long game. They're calculating, building, and thinking generationally. That's what real power looks like now. It's not about dominance. It's about resilience. It's not about obedience. It's about self-mastery.